Good morning, people. It is a Monday morning. I have booked the day off, and I've actually booked 2 days off because there was no point in going in today when I'm off tomorrow, because tomorrow is my birthday. So I wasn't about to go to work on my birthday because that. So I thought, we'll stay at home 2 days and we'll chill out and a few things to do. I wanted to record this video, and I thought, what better way to record this video than to actually have some time to do it. Now, if I keep on looking that way, it's because I'm just checking I'm in focus. Because the first thing about the Pocket 4K for vlogging is it does not have autofocus. Therefore, vlogging is slightly more difficult than what I'm used to on the M50. Now, it also doesn't have image stabilization, but I mean, I'm shooting super wide. I'm using the 10mm lens here, Sigma one that I reviewed recently in another video, I think up somewhere along the top. Yeah, no autofocus and no in-body image stabilization. Not that I'm used to using that anyway. I usually use the one on the lens. But yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break from doing this. I'm gonna make some coffee, and then I need to go and get my hair cut. Get back here before 11 because we have a food shop arriving. Oh, it's all go on this wonderful day off. It really is. Alright, so like I said, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of this vlogging setup. Now, it's not a separate day or anything, I've just got changed. I've been out, I ended up going out to meet my mum up the city because why not? When you have the day off and you want to do something, what's wrong with that? So, let's talk about this in terms of like its drawbacks first. Before the pros, we'll talk about the cons, because we'll try and do a bullshit sandwich. So what this does quite well is the fact that it records quite high quality. Now, the drawback of that is the file sizes are larger. If you are just vlogging, you're not doing slightly higher production stuff, then you're probably not even going to need that. As you can tell, one of the other drawbacks is that it's quite heavy. I keep on having to change arm because of how heavy this is. I'm just going to rest it kind of on my knee now. But yeah, like, the camera itself shoots very high quality video, as I'm sure you're aware. You've seen in previous videos of mine, or my YouTube videos I've shot with this fairly recently. The reviews of this camera, the hype about it online, all of that suggests this camera records very high quality. Now, this is all being recorded at the 12:1 compression at 24 frames a second, and this is saying on my 256 gig card I've got around about 45 minutes left, but it will record, say for instance, like 20-minute video is around about 40 gigabytes if I remember rightly. So you can find that the capture will fill up quite quickly. Another downside of this camera is the fact that it absolutely chews through batteries, whereas on the M50, if I recorded at 1080 24, I could probably go for a full day's worth of vlogging, including B-roll, to make a 10-minute vlog without having to change the battery at all. If I was then shooting photos, you may be looking at changing the battery towards the end of the day, but if you're solely using it for vlogging, you're not really looking to change much at all. Now, with this camera, you get 20 minutes of recording, maybe 30 at this bit rate, but the fact that I'm outputting to HDMI really does also lower the amount of time, and using an external mic. Yeah, it is one of the main drawbacks of this camera, to be honest, and I wish they had more battery and they released the battery grip. I don't really understand why they released that battery grip, because it's just make a better battery. Like, to be fair, the third-party batteries you can get are actually better, long lasting than they are on this. Sorry, I'd have to keep on, maybe I'll find something to put it on without falling off. What can I really say other than it's freaking heavy. 1800 grams, massive drawback. It can't even take photos. I mean, you can vlog with it if you're using tripods a lot of the time. The lack of in-body image stabilization, digital stabilization in this camera is kind of a hindrance. I do quite like the quality of the image though. I do really like that. It's just so difficult because there are a lot of good things about this camera. Like I said, the quality, just pretty much, yeah, just the quality, to be honest, for vlogging. I mean, everything, if other situations, this camera has a lot of good features, but for vlogging, yeah, probably only the quality, but then you have the drawbacks of file size, poor battery, no flip out screen, which means you have to attach external monitor or just guess. No autofocus, so you're manually focusing all the time. No native cold shoe mount either. We've got the 1/4 mount top and the bottom, so you can attach a tripod plate or something like a Gorillapod 5K to the bottom, but you need to then get a cold shoe adapter from someone like Small Rig to attach to the top if you wanted to fit a mic on, if you weren't using a screen. If you are using a screen, then the Andy Cine A6 Lite, which I've done a review on, I'll link that up here. That comes with a little L bracket, and on that you have a cold shoe mount at the end of the day, so you can mount whatever you want, it doesn't have to be that. But yeah, so, you know, no image stabilization. The dual ISO is actually kind of handy. This camera's low light performance is pretty good, so when you know, go into a low light situation, you can get really good performance out of this camera. I'm very impressed with it, especially if you're using something with quite a wide aperture, so something like a f2.8 lens, I'd say. It's probably quite good. Even, to be honest, I'm using a speed booster, so I'm using an f4 lens. I actually get an f2.8, which is then technically, I still think an f4 or an f3.5 or something like that. So yeah, there's numbers, maths, not my strong point when it comes to cameras, to be honest. I'm much more into just using them. But what I will say is, if you have this, it is possible to vlog with this camera. Would I recommend vlogging with this camera? No, I would not recommend vlogging with this camera. It's so, like, I think the biggest drawback is purely the fact that it's so heavy. Like, vlogging in general is about being portable, being light, being adaptable, you know, being able to add the microphone, being able to add a flip LCD if you want to, or alternatively just fucking having one because it's 2020. Why aren't camera manufacturers just having flip out LCD screens on their cameras? Oh my god, just do it. Canon, that's the main thing that they do right with all of their cameras. Yes, they cocked up a few things on the EOS R and the EOS RP, but like, the flip out LCD is a massive, massive deal. If you look at Fujifilm, they've just had an LCD that flips put on to the X-T4. So instead of having the weird, like, vari-angle, I think it's called, which is similar to what you get on a Sony, you actually get a proper fold-out, rotatable LCD screen. Absolutely amazing. So glad that other manufacturers are finally coming around to the flip LCD way of thinking. And it's not just because vloggers want a camera with a flip LCD screen. Like, the amount of times having that screen has been extremely useful on the M50 for doing things other than vlogging, whether or not it's taking photos, whether or not it's capturing memories of like family and stuff like that. It's not all about vlogging. It's not just a vlogging feature, as some people might call it. But you know, if this camera, I wouldn't expect to have that. It's a cinema camera at the end of the day. Although, I don't know, maybe all cameras should have that. Maybe all cameras should have that. Anyway, I think I just lost myself off on a tangent talking about the vari-angle flip screen. But yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend this camera for vlogging. I'd recommend it for doing YouTube videos if you're kind of leave it like this, you know, sat somewhere where you can actually set it down without holding it. Yeah, the weight, in my opinion, just a little bit too much. But I did it, I tried it, here we are. This is us using the Blackmagic for vlogging, as I said I would. And I think that's probably enough of me rambling on about the Blackmagic for vlogging. And I think we'll probably leave it there for now. But don't forget to like, get subscribed, light the bell if you want to stay up to date for whenever I release a new video. And until then, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.